Hello all. I know everyone's kind of slowly getting in here. I'm trying to start more at the actual time, which is 11 a.m. Hey, I'm here in my training space. This is my basement. I've kind of tried to work it so that way it's a good space for everybody to see what I'm doing versus in my office. I'm rocking my Sagat shirt today from 13 Coins when I trained in Thailand with the Sagat, the real street fighter. I know Jason's like ready to go, but if you guys have any questions at any time, please add to the comment section, ask a question. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to warm up first, however you'd like to. I'm going to show you what I like to do, which is usually jump rope, but I'm going to show some jump rope variations. We're going to do this for about 5 minutes, then do some good stretches, things to kind of open up our shoulders. And then we're going to go continue with the boxing that we did last week and kind of add to that. So hopefully we'll have time and I can go over some of the little tricks that Sagat showed me. So I hope you guys enjoy. So don't forget to, when the video is over with, subscribe, share. I'm available for Zoom one-on-one. And then if you are a patron, I appreciate your time. And I'm going to try to do a special Q&A for patrons only on Patreon. So if you're not a patron, go ahead and pledge today. So let's get started, guys. Let's do a train. Okay, good to see everybody. So what I like to do first is I like jumping rope. That's just a personal thing with me. We're going to do this for about like 5 minutes, give or take. But I'm going to show, while everyone else is warming it up, we're going to show some like jump rope variations because apparently not everyone can jump rope or doesn't have access to one. So I personally like to jump rope, just kind of staying nice and light and then mixing up the footwork. That's personally what I like, but everyone's a little different. And then maybe that's not at your level. You can also just do high knees, like just getting your knees up. That's fine. For my guys that are younger or my kids, because I know I got a couple kids watching today, you can just do jumping jacks and do some footwork variations, different versions of jumping jacks. The big thing that I saw in Thailand when I was out there was that a lot of people who couldn't jump rope because of injuries or just coordination would get like a medicine ball. And then we just do like kind of toe touches on the ball. That's a great one to kind of give you kind of a reference point, just to kind of like warm up on your own. So whatever like way you would like to warm up, I want you to go ahead and grab some equipment. We're going to do this for about 3 more minutes on your own. Just go ahead and get started. Then we're going to get into some stretches. So let's go. I'm going to try to jump up a little bit too. Sorry, that is my foam roller that just fell over. Oh, I messed up too. Oh no, low ceilings. And like I said, you don't have to jump rope hard or fast. When I was in Thailand, I saw tons of guys that were jump roping way too fast, way too hard. This guy was like screaming in the gym. He was in so much pain. You should not be warming up that hard. The whole point of the jump rope, and typically when I was in Thailand, we would jump rope for like some minimum 10 minutes, maximum, sometimes 20. And the whole point is you're just trying to warm up the body, break a good sweat. I mean, you're in Thailand, you're going to sweat anyway. But the big thing is that you're just trying to break a good enough sweat so you're warm. So when you're stretching, you're not stretching cold. Even if you're just boxing. And also, personally, I think jumping rope is a great cardio exercise. I just got cleared to jump rope from my knee about a couple weeks ago. So I've been really enjoying it. But this is actually one of my personal favorite warm-ups to do in general. My favorite experience of this was my first Thai fight. And my old coach, Master Sammy, he's like, "Ma'am, you jump rope." And I started jumping rope. Then he would check in on me like 45 minutes later. And he's like, "Okay, you done." And I'm like, and that was my training for the day. So it is great cardio in general. So I highly recommend it. But like I said, if you can't jump rope, jumping jacks are fine. High knees, toe touches, whatever you need to kind of like break a sweat. So I'm just checking in to see how many people we have. Oh, awesome. If you are watching the video, please check in the comment section so I know you're here. Awesome. Okay, for the last minute, let's try to speed it up a little bit. So if you can, we're going to go a little faster. Just kind of get those knees up. Okay, hopefully everyone is warm. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and start warming up. I'm gonna tilt this down a little bit. So these are the warm-ups that I like to do. Everyone has their own. So we're getting on all fours, kind of like a cat and cow position. I'll go to the side so we can see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our head up, extension of the spine, and then slowly push everything away. Just warming up the spine, moving our spine into multiple ranges of motion. We're gonna do this about like 5 or 10 times. I like to do about 5, just kind of warming up. And last one. Okay, now what we're gonna do is a stabilization, so like a bird dog. We're gonna pick up the opposite arm, opposite leg, try to keep our hips level. We're gonna reach, kind of balance here, and then come back. Reach, opposite and opposite, balance, and then back. Really slow and controlled. Don't like tilt, don't wobble, try to go as slow as you can. Try and get that cross-core stabilization and contralateral movement. So we're gonna do about 5 each side. Last one each side. Awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and get into a down dog. When we get into our down dog, I like to go ahead and think of more as a spinal extension. So I'm going to get on my toes here. I'm going to push up here, almost like a bear crawl position. Now I'm going to just pedal out the feet. So 1 and then 2. Really stretching out those calves. I have really tight calves. So I just want you to pedal out your feet really slow. Get that deep stretch. Sometimes I can turn my heels out so I can get to the side of my calf, which is really, really tight. We're gonna do about 10 of these. Awesome. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive bomber down. Okay, stretching up, and I'll turn to this side. You can see. So after I get to here, I want to think about opening my chest, looking up if I can. Now we're gonna take our right knee, we're gonna slide it up. We're gonna drop our hip down and look over our shoulder. Just stretch through that hip flexor and psoas. And then the other side, slide it down, other knee up, drop the hip down, and then open up that hip, look back behind you. Get back to center. Now we're gonna go ahead, use our hands, push our hips back. You can bring your knees wide if you like, kind of like a modified child's pose. Now to stretch through, since we're doing mostly boxing today, we're gonna really stretch through our shoulders and lats. So I'm gonna walk my hands over to the right, stack the hands on top of each other, and think about sinking into the opposite hip, and really breathing into the ribs to kind of stretch out that lat. Opposite side. Here. Now we're going to sink back into that opposite hip and really breathe through those ribs. Awesome. Back to the center. Now we're going to take our opposite hand, right arm, tucks underneath us. We're going to stretch our shoulder.
Now, everyone has different levels of flexibility and the tightness in their shoulders. If you are boxing correctly, it shouldn't come from your arms anyway, but that doesn't mean we don't have tight shoulders and we shouldn't open this up. So making sure that you're stretching everything. Switch, opposite, rinse through, and then stretch. Make sure you're breathing in everything that we do today, whether it's stretching, whether it's punching, whether it's just the footwork, make sure you're breathing. And up. Okay. So we should feel at this point pretty warm, a little looser. So we're going to start just like we did last time, where we're going to start with some basic combinations and footwork and the importance of rotation. So last time we did jab, cross, hook, cross, and then uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Today we're going to be adding my favorite combo, which is the 1-3, so the jab, the hook, and then the cross. So we're going to do it just like we did last time, where we work on advancing and retreating, but I'm going to add the hands today. But I really want you to think when you're boxing, feet first, then hands, not hands first, then feet. This is very, very important to develop power, rotational force, and then also protecting your knees. Okay, also protecting your shoulders and your biceps. I once had a student who tore their own bicep because they were punching like this. I don't want anyone to hurt themselves today. So we're gonna get in our stance first. Thank you guys so much for checking in. I'm so happy everyone's here. So I'm gonna, hi guys. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna get in our stance. Feet together. So 1, 2, 3 and a half. Now for boxing, I'm usually a little more 50-50. For Thai, we're gonna be more 60-40. It really kind of depends. The guard that I'm using more now is I'm using a little more of that Sagat guard, where I'm guarding my knuckles right by my jaw. And this is kind of at a 45. I personally like that a lot because then I can still see what's going on, but the punch doesn't come through the middle. So we're gonna start by advancing. So we're gonna do our jab, cross, or cross. Remember, jab, cross, hook, cross. That's our footwork. So remember, thumb up until the last second, then turn it over. But we're gonna add the hands today. So jab, cross, hook, cross. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but every time I was moving forward, every time I punched, I was moving forward like a little step. That's what I want everyone to do. So jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Hopefully everyone can see my footwork. I'm really trying to focus on that so everyone can see what I'm doing. Now we're gonna go backwards. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. So I'm moving the back foot back every single time I step in. We're gonna do this one more time, and then we're gonna do it right into the next combo. So jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Now going backwards. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Very nice, guys. So that was our jab, cross, hook, cross. Next thing we're going to be working on, reviewing from last week, is uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. That's what we're going to be doing next. So making sure that when we're doing our uppercuts, we're not just using all arm. It's not up here. It's not like Mortal Kombat fatality, finish him. So I want to, even though I'm wearing a Street Fighter shirt. So when you're doing your uppercut, it's very important that we're keeping everything tight. Remember, it's called boxing because it stays in a box. So let's try to keep it that way. So we're going to focus on the feet again. Really focus on what my feet are doing. So I'm going to bob a little bit. So load it. Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. So watching me do this backwards. So uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. So everyone see what I'm doing? My uppercut, I'm kind of bobbing a little bit. Then I'm making a U with my head, and I finish right at my chin. So now I'm coiled and loaded for the second uppercut. So remember, it all comes from my feet first and my legs, not from my arms. I like to think I'm a big, strong man, but I'm not. So let's go forward now. So ready? Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Really focus on what my feet are doing. That's the most important thing. Uppercut, 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 hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Now let's go backwards. Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Now advance it. Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. Now retreating. Uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross, uppercut, uppercut, hook, cross. So that should feel pretty good because that should be a review from last week for those guys who came last week. Now we're going to add my personal favorite combo. So everyone expects the jab cross. Pretty standard. Most people who think they know how to box even will throw that. So that's why I love it is when the 1-3 or the jab hook. So the jab hook, you typically throw when people over parry the jab. So when someone's over parrying the jab, that gives you the ability to throw the hook. So that's what we're going to focus on today, is that 1-3 series. So we're going to throw our jab, and then just for today, we're going to bob a little bit. This is what's going to load us, make sure that we're properly coiled for that hook. Then we're going to finish with the cross. So it's jab, hook, cross. So we're going to advance first, going nice and slow, adding that half beat for that bob so we're coiled for the hook. So it's going to be jab. Notice I moved on the bob. I moved forward on the bob for the advancing. Hook, and then cross. See how I'm really turning my feet here? So jab, bob, hook, cross. Now, those guys who are more advanced, you can make this more of a quarter beat or a half beat for the bob. Those guys who are a little, this is like new for everyone, take your time, go slow. So jab, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Now retreating. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Now advance. Jab, bob, hook, cross. 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 Okay, retreating. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Jab, bob, hook, cross. Okay, now I'm not perfect either, so I'm gonna mess up probably too, so it's okay. So what we're looking for is we're just looking for improvement, like week to week or session to session, not perfection. Perfection does not exist in martial arts, it doesn't exist in life. So I think as martial artists, we sometimes put a lot of pressure on always doing everything perfect. So you wanna start very slow and smooth, making sure that everything's slow step by step. And then as you start to slowly speed it up, when the technique starts to break down, slow back down again. Okay, that's the key to getting faster. And then when you add resistance, okay, things are gonna break down anyway. So we just wanna make everything really, really clean if we're shadowboxing. So now that we've done our basic combinations, we're gonna review some of our footwork. So we're gonna try to really focus on my feet. The first one we worked on last week was our step and slide. So step, slide, step, slide, step, slide, step, slide, or a plus sign footwork. So I want you to pick your favorite combo, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna be working in that plus sign shape. So we're gonna step and slide 3 times in one direction. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna throw your favorite combo. I'm gonna throw the 1-3. So jab, hook, cross. Now I'm gonna move 3 times this way. 1, 2, 3. Jab, hook, cross. Now I move 3 times this way. 1, 2, 3. Jab, hook, cross. Then I go backwards. 1, 2, 3. Jab, hook, cross. That's all we're gonna do. Those guys are a little more advanced. You can just pick multiple combos if you want. The big thing that we're looking for is that the back foot always comes to the party. So I don't want to see. So always making sure we're maintaining this stance no matter what direction I go in. So 1, 2, 3. Throw your combo. And moving. 1, 2, 3. Throw your combo. 1, 2, 3. Throw your combo. That's all I want. We're gonna do that for 1 minute, okay? And then I'm gonna check. If you have any questions, please type in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Okay, let's go. Okay, time. Okay, I hope everyone did that pretty well. If you have any questions, like again, just go ahead and type it. I'm surprised because I have some of my students from back in Herndon, and usually they always have questions. So I'm surprised they don't right now. That's okay. So thank you guys. So now that we're into our basic step and slide or plus sign footwork, we're going to review our quarter turn or our right lateral triangle. So we're in our stance. We're going to go ahead and step and then pivot. That's our quarter turn. This is a great test. If you want, you can even find a point on the ground and your foot never moves. I'm just going to pivot around it. So when we're doing this, it's really important that your stance remains the same. So if I'm here, okay, and I step forward and I lateral and turn, I just maintain my stance. From here, you can throw any combo that you know. I recommend the 3 that we've been working on. But if you want, I'm going to be doing the uppercut, hook, cross right now, just because I really want to work on uppercuts. So I'm going to step, pivot, and throw my combo. Step, pivot, throw my combo. Step, pivot, throw my combo. So we're going to do 2 rotations all the way through. So step, pivot, uppercut, hook, cross. 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 So that's our quarter turn. Typically you use that one if you need to flank your opponent. So they're coming towards you, I want to turn to the side. Now I've flanked my opponent. That's the whole idea behind it. So we're trying to move away from the power hand, not towards it. So the next review of our footwork is going to be our V step. So our V step, very similar to wedging out. I use this typically if I'm pummeling or if I need to step off line for a kick. I also use it a lot in my inside boxing. So the reason why we're doing this is because when I started competing, I only trained one side of the body. That was my good side. So the more I worked with other martial artists who've been in the game longer, they said you should train both sides so you don't have any muscle imbalances. And typically when you watch MMA today, everyone's switching stances. So it's very important that you should be able to throw your hands from both sides. So we're going to focus on this in the V step. So my V step, I'm going to start at the top of the V. I'm going to step off. And if you want, you can even bob a little bit so you get your head off center line. Now I'm loaded for the uppercut, the hook, and the cross. Now I'm going to come to the top of the V and step off the other. Now for those of you who are a little more advanced, you can add your windshield wiper. So I'm going to tuck this arm underneath me and then windshield wiper here. Those of you who are a little more advanced. Now I'm loaded, uppercut, hook, cross. My hands come to my head. I'm going to come to the top. Now I windshield wiper the other side. Okay, sometimes referred to as a hitman stance, I like the windshield wiper. You see this a lot in Filipino martial arts as well. So uppercut, hook, cross. I like it for inside boxing because then I always have my underhook. Okay, so uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, hook, cross. Windshield wiper. I'm gonna say this one. This windshield wiper is from either side. This protects my body. Uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, hook, cross. Uppercut, hook, cross. So that's our simple V step. So we did our step and slide, or a plus sign footwork. We did our quarter turn. We did our V step. So we're gonna finish off with something I touched on briefly last week, which is wedging out. Sometimes referred to as a left lateral triangle, where I lateral back with my left leg, quarter back. So I use this mostly for defense. I use it a lot to get away from kicks. I use it a lot just kind of evading. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wedge out and then come back in with our jab, cross, hook, cross. So we're just gonna stay in our stance. And where my back foot is, I'm gonna kind of replace it with my front foot. So typically just lateraling back is usually enough, but I like to get myself off center line. So I'm gonna wedge out here. Now I'm gonna lateral back in. Now I'm loaded for my hands. Jab, cross, hook, cross. So what it's gonna look like, one more time. I wedge out, my front foot replaces my back foot, wedge out, lateral back in, jab, cross, hook, cross. So the idea is we're just trying to get a little bit outside of range, just enough so they can't hit us, and then I hit them back. Because we want them to overextend themselves. Okay, so one more time. Wedging out, lateraling back in, jab, cross, hook, cross. I'm gonna show it from another angle. Wedging out, lateral back in, jab, cross, hook, cross. Other side. Wedging out, lateral back in. Now watch my feet. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Last time. Wedging out. See how I went past my back foot? Then I lateral back in, hit my combo. Okay, so I want you guys to go really slow with this one. Take your time from wedging out. I'll even show it from the back view. So I wedge out, lateral back in, and then hit my combo. All right, so now we have 4 types of footwork now. So I want you guys to drill that for a minute. Wedging out, lateral back in. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and hit the comments and I'll write back to you or just explain it in the live video. Okay, let's go. Thank you guys so much for checking in and hitting the comment section so I know that everyone's here watching. Awesome. Okay. So wedging out, lateral in, jab, cross, hook, cross, wedging out, lateral in, jab, cross, hook, cross, wedging out, lateral in, jab, cross, hook, cross. Okay. Lateral out, wedging out, lateral back in. You'll notice every time I do everything, I'm not really high on my toes. I just feel it like this light, kind of like when I was jumping rope. That's why jumping rope is so important for footwork. Thank you, Ali, for checking in now. I appreciate it. Okay, so we've done our basic combinations. We've done our footwork. Now we're going to follow up with just reviewing our head movement and then adding some defense. Then we're going to put it all together with the boxing 20, and then I'm going to explain some of the finer points of what Sagat was telling me, and that will give you guys some new stuff to drill. Okay? So hopefully you guys enjoy this. So let's go ahead and start with our slip. And I'm going to tilt this up now since we're focusing on head movement. So you guys have to forgive me. Until I get 1,000 subscribers, they will only let me do YouTube live with my computer. So in order to do it with my phone, I have to have 1,000 subscribers. So let's try to get some more people to subscribe. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna first focus on the forward V or the slip. If you're doing more boxing, I usually like to slip to the outside of my hands so that I'm always guarded. This helps you with like your split entries, getting into your guard, maybe for your clinch for tie, all really good stuff. But just being here and just kind of moving side to side, you're not really guarding yourself. So forward, 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 forward. That's what we're looking for. So I'm gonna slip, come to the top, and then slip again. Slip, 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 slip. So you're gonna do about, I would say do about 20 of these, 20, 30 of these on your own, okay? Nice. Remember, we're leading with our forehead, not with our chin, okay? As I tell the kids, no turkeys. Thanksgiving's not until November. Nice. Okay, next one. We're gonna work into our back slip or our ride back. You see this a lot in Thai when people are avoiding head kicks. So we're gonna go back, 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 back. Again, you can do that switch for here where we have that other hand up to guard. So here, here. Okay, so I'm bringing my opposite shoulder back on that V motion. So I sometimes call this the backwards V, the ride back, or the back slip, whatever you prefer to call it. The names don't really matter, the movement matters. So we're gonna do about 20 of these. Let's go. Nice, that's 20. So we had our forward V, or backwards V. So that means we have our forwards U and our backwards U, okay? So our forward U is our bob and weave. So remember, we're gonna start in our bob. You see I'm turning my back foot so my shoulders over my lead leg, kind of getting a good kind of sink to this. Now I'm gonna make a U with my head, but I'm not gonna bend at the waist, because if we translate this to Thai or MMA, you're going to get kneed in the face. So what we wanna do is maintain our posture. If you're newer, we're doing a big exaggerated motion. Big exaggerated motion. Now, if you're like you're doing this for a while, you want to make it a little tighter. So tight, tight. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna do a tight U, tight U. Okay, so we're just gonna do about 20 of these. Go slow. Let's go ahead. Go a little more advanced. We can add the windshield wiper. Nice. So now we have our backwards view. So we did our forward V, our backwards V. Okay, we did our forward U, now we're gonna do our backwards U. So I call this like rolling with the punches. Anyone who's ever done like inside boxing or like boxing on the knees, that's something that my coaching made me do a lot. You really have to like kind of be in the pocket and learn how to roll with the punches. This is one that I use a lot because I have absurdly long arms. So I like to be on the outside more than the inside. But if I'm rolling with the punches on the outside, I still gotta bring my shoulder to my jaw. Even if I'm in this windshield wiper. If I'm like here, nothing's covering my jaw. So going here, 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 here. So even if I'm in this windshield wiper, my shoulder has to come to my jaw to make sure I don't get knocked out. So backwards, backwards. So I'm bringing my head back versus forward to move. So backwards to move. Do about 10 more. And time. Good job, guys. So we've done our 4 major types of head movement, which is our forwards V, backwards V, forward U, backwards V. So those are our major head moves that we did last week. So now we're just going to talk about something that our hands are going to do. So the number 1 defense is always don't be there. So your footwork is actually your number 1 defense. Prevention is the key, especially if you want to have longevity in this. I know lots of guys who just like cover and just like eat it and just you go, I go. That's fine as long as your guard is strong. So we're going to talk a little bit about making our guard strong and then some of the defenses that I like to do. So we're going to talk about parrying, high elbow cover, and body cover. This is going to help everyone. So with our parries, again, if my hand's here and I'm kind of in this like 45 for my hands so that they can't split, I can still see. If you guard like this kind of double pillar block, it's great for covering, but you can't really see, which means you can't counter. And so I want everyone to have the ability to see and counter. So when I parry, I want to think about almost like, for this case, you do like trapping, Wing Chun or any type of trapping like that. We're going to hit with our palm and then my fingers kind of relax on top. I don't want to push, because if I push, I'm going past center line, the person's going to have the ability to do that 1-3 against me. So I'm just going to hit slightly. So parry, 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 parry. And I just need to hit it enough if you're doing it with like, if it's like someone at home that you're just quarantined with, you can be like, hey, can you just try to touch my nose? And then you just work on parrying. And that kind of helps you. So you get a little bit more feedback. So we're just going to parry and then parry. Parry, 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 parry. That's it. Parry, parry. That's all I want to see. Okay? So parrying, parrying, parry, parrying. But see how I never let my arms go past that center line? That's very important. The next one, this is great for like your jab and your cross. But for your hook, we're going to do what we call a high elbow cover. And we're going to practice it on both sides. So I'm going to guard on one side of my head. Now this is going to come up almost like I'm throwing a vertical elbow. I'm going to hold the back of my head. But I don't want this to come too high because I want this elbow to cover my nose as well. So this is covering my jaw. My shoulder's covering my jaw. This is covering my nose. Okay? I've already broken it twice, so I don't want to break it again. So cover, but this is up tight. If this is loose, then you're going to hit yourself with your own arm, and that's really awkward. So let's not do that. So cover, 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 cover. We're going to do about 20 of these, and then I'm going to show you how I like to follow up. So cover, 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 cover. Making sure it's tight, holding the back of that head. Not loose. I don't want to see this. Nice. That looks great. So now we're going to, after we do the covers, we're going to follow up with some hands. Because if you just let someone like, oh, I defended all your punches, but then you don't hit him back, now you're not winning, you're just not losing badly. So the idea is nothing for free. The person has to pay a toll for trying to hit you. Like, how dare you try to hit me? Now you must suffer. So we're going to cover. Now if I cover on this side, what hand is free? My rear hand, which means I'm loaded for the cross and then the hook. If I cover on this side, this hand is free, so I'm going to follow up with the hook and then the cross. So we're going to do this about 10 times. So I cover, the hand that's free, that's the hand I follow up with, cross, hook. Okay, cover on this side, the other hand is free. Now I'm loaded for the hook and then the cross. Cover, cross, hook, cover, hook, cross. Cover, cross, hook, cover, hook, cross. Don't forget to pivot still. Cover, cross, hook, cover, hook, cross. 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 Okay? Keep working that a little bit. If you have any questions, please write in the comment section just so I can answer them for you. This is a great one if you have someone to train with you at home, just to hit you, like just to kind of like this, and then you come back right away. What you don't want is cover and be like, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You want to get on the good Wi-Fi, Okay, you don't want to be the delayed. You don't want to be like a dial-up modem. Okay, the next one we're going to work on is the same type of cover, but now we're going to cover the body. So the big thing is I used to cover straight down, but then it was brought to my attention that they can still hit me in the kidneys by my buddy Dennis Barong. So what I want to do is drop my elbow back a little bit. Now, if they reach back and try to hit me in the kidney, they're going to hit my elbow. Now I'm loaded. I'm already coiled for my uppercut, my cross, and then my hook. Okay. Now on the other side, I drop my elbow down. See, I'm covering. Okay. I don't want to be here. I want to cover my kidney. I need them for stuff. So uppercut, hook, cross, cover, uppercut, cross, hook, cover, 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 uppercut, hook, cross. So what we're trying to build here is auto responses. So as soon as someone's hit me, I'm already throwing this uppercut. I'm not thinking about it like that person tried to hit me. I should hit them back. It's already too late. So what we're really trying to do here is making sure that we're following up right away. So we can ingrain these into the muscle memory. So even if you're not getting your sparring time in, practicing this stuff on your own kind of just builds it into the body. Then if you add visualization to it, that's going to help even more. Uppercut, cross, hook. So the more you do this, the easier it's going to be when you come back to the gym when this is all over. Okay. So now, that was great, guys. So now we've covered our basic combos. We've done 3 today. Okay. We've done our basic footwork. We've done some defense. Now, we're going to do what we did last week to finish up, and then I'm going to kind of take questions and talk about some of that Sagat stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through, instead of doing like, if you're on your own, I would highly recommend you do 1 round of shadowboxing for 3 minutes of defense only. It can be any of the defense. So it can be defensive footwork, defensive head movement, defensive covering, but really visualizing, maybe that's that particular person at your gym who's very difficult to spar. I want you to visualize, how would I spar that person? What defense would I use to not get hit? And for those of you who do Thai, maybe working on your long guard, okay, whatever that is, to help you visualize that. Visualization is very underrated. Other people in other sports use it all the time. My mother was a tennis player and in the 70s, and they talk about this all the time in tennis, the visualization of tennis. So let's use that with our Thai boxing and our boxing as well. So I want you to visualize and really focus on, how would I defend against that particular person that gives me trouble at the gym? So that way you're ready when you get back, because you've already done it hundreds of times by the time you get back at the gym. I know I recommend this for fighters all the time. The second round, I'd like you to do just your offense. Okay? Now you can make this a little more challenging by adding weights if you wanted to kind of feel the weight at the end of your punches, or putting on 16-ounce gloves. So doing that's 2 rounds. Your last round, we're going to go through that boxing 20 again, one more time. And I'm just going to do that one today so that I have enough time to take questions and also go through some of the stuff that Sagat showed me on his kind of take on punching. Because unfortunately, when I went to do my private lesson with Sagat in Thailand, I did not get complete video of him explaining how he punches, but it's very, very interesting, and it reminds me a lot of some other arts I've trained. So let's go ahead and get started with that boxing 20. On your own, I highly recommend, do a round of shadowboxing defense only and a round of just punching, and then now we're going to put the 2 together. So for those guys who are maybe a little more advanced, I would just combine everything that we worked on today and just kind of free flow shadowboxing, like a 3-minute round on your own. For those guys who are newer, you're going to follow me. We're going to go really basic, okay? So what we're going to do, we're adding one type of footwork to this combo. It's a 180 turn. So really slow. It's going to be jab, cross, hook, cross. Now I'm loaded for that bob and weave, that forward U. Now I'm going to follow up with a cross and then a hook. Now I'm going to bob and weave on the other side. Now I'm loaded for the hook and then the cross. Now we're gonna add that cover. I'm gonna cover that body shot. Now I'm loaded for the uppercut, the cross, and the hook. Cover the body shot, uppercut, hook, and then cross. Now, the person's gonna throw that big right hand. See, I'm stuck in the corner here, so I'm gonna go really slow for this last part. I'm stuck in the corner, big right hand. I bob and weave. Now I'm loaded. Now I'm gonna do a full 180 turn. So this front foot stays planted, do a full 180 turn. Now I'm facing the corner again. Now I'm loaded for the hook, and then follow up with the cross again. And that's the full combo. This is a great set combo to practice at home, especially if you don't have a partner, to give you that kind of that auto response. So one more time. Jab, cross, hook, cross, bob and weave, cross, hook, bob and weave, hook, cross. I cover the body shot. Make sure you protect that kidney. Uppercut, cross. Cover the body shot, uppercut, hook, cross. The big right hand, I'm loaded. Now I'm gonna bob, weave. Now this back foot is gonna slide a full 180. Now I'm facing the opposite direction. Hook, cross, that's the whole combo. Okay, we're gonna go a little faster now. Jab, cross, hook, cross, bob and weave, cross, hook, bob and weave, hook, cross. Cover the body shot, uppercut, cross. Cover the body shot, uppercut, hook, cross. Bob, big right hand, I weave. I slide the foot back 180. There's my hook, and then my cross again. Now we're gonna face the opposite direction. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Bob and weave, cross, hook. Bob and weave, hook, cross. Cover the body shot, uppercut, cross, hook. Cover the body shot, uppercut, hook, cross. Big right hand. Put the person back in the corner. Last time through. Okay? Jab, cross, hook, cross, bob and weave, cross, hook, bob and weave, hook, cross. Cover the body shot, uppercut, cross, hook. Cover the body shot, uppercut, hook, cross. Big right hand, bob, weave. Slide the foot back, 180, hook, and then cross. Okay? That's your full boxing 20. If you're not already shadowboxing, keep shadowboxing right now. Okay, putting everything that we've worked on together. Okay, now what I'd like you to think about is if you have any questions for me today about anything we covered, I want you thinking about that, and then go ahead and take this moment to type those in the comment section if you have any questions or anything specific that you'd like me to go over. If not, I'm going to spend the last about 10 minutes of class just to go over some of the concepts that Sagat showed me in Thailand. So if you have any questions, please type them in the comment section below. If not, I'm just going to continue. So I'm going to give you guys like a couple minutes to do that. I'm shocked that some of you guys don't have questions. I know you guys have questions normally. Okay. If we have no questions, okay, if there are no questions, we're going to go ahead and continue. So when I trained, good question, Jason. Yes, I am doing the hook as I turn. So the reason why is because I want, so if the person's throwing that big right hand, okay, so if we're throwing this big, so they're throwing the big right hand, I'm going to bob, I weave. Now when they throw that hook, I'm going to slide this foot all the way back. As I slide it back, I catch that fadeaway hook in the transition. Because if they're throwing that big right hand at me, I want their hands are probably most likely down because they're overextending themselves. So I'm going to bob, I weave. When they throw that, okay, now, and as I turn, I'm going to catch them on the jaw in transition, and then I want to put them back in the corner. I typically do this back, this one, if I'm stuck in the corner in the ring. So I bob, away from them for that big right hand, I weave. I'll even jam them, like run into them a little bit, then transition, throw the hook, then put them back in the corner for the cross. So that was a really good question, Jason. Thank you so much. Okay, any other questions? Thank you, Jason. Oh, thanks, John. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the class. So if there's not any questions, I'm just going to show a little tidbit, just something kind of food for thought of what Sagat showed me. Yes. Hey. When I fold my, okay, so do I bend my knees? I always have my knees in a slight bend. So when I'm here and I kind of bend, I'm always bending my knees too. That's just something that I like to do. I always like to be in a kind of an athletic stance in general. So good question. So this is just some food for thought for like what Sagat was talking to me about. So Sagat, for those of you who don't know, has somewhere between like 300 and 400, 350, 400 fights. He's considered one of the golden era guys in Thailand. So famous that they made a character out of him for Street Fighter. I had the pleasure of training with him in Thailand when I was there earlier this year. And he is all about hitting as hard as possible with as little effort as possible, which I thought was very interesting. So what he likes to think about is that I don't want to push, per se, with like the small muscle groups. What he always talks about is I want to punch with my lats. So he almost sets his arms like down using his lats. It reminds me a lot of Wing Chun. So what he does when he's in his guard and he punches, he thinks not about rotational force or speed. What he thinks about is keeping his elbows in really tight and then pushing with my lat. So he like lifts his body and then shifts his weight to his lead leg, and he doesn't rotate his punch all the way over. So he almost just punches with these two knuckles at like a 45. So it's like this very, very strong kind of extension and then shifting the weight. So this is kind of very similar for those of you who are big JKD fans. What does it sound like? It sounds like that 1-inch punch, right? So it's the same concept. So the idea is that I keep everything set and then using my lats, okay? Not my shoulders. So chest and lats only. And then I'm extending, shifting my body weight to kind of punch. So the way I've been practicing it is I've been practicing it actually as a body punch, like a body cross. Because then but you can also just think about putting your hand on the ground and almost like planking. Like you're gonna plank on your hand. That's kind of the concept behind the punch. So it's here, and then kind of like a little bit of rotation for the extension. Here, that's all it is. So it's very important, okay, to shift the body weight, but he's not punching from up here. He's keeping his elbow in really tight and then using his lat and then extending his body. Same thing with the jab, he just throws it straight out. He doesn't actually like turn and rotate all the way over because he says you lose power. He really focuses on keeping his elbows in tight and shifting his body weight. So he's almost like bringing his elbows down using his lats and then extending from there. So everything's very big. So it's a very interesting kind of philosophical debate. I haven't mastered it yet, so I'm still working on it myself. So I just figured I'd share that with you. I wanted to ask before we break it for today, are there any other questions that we have about any of the boxing, whether it's the footwork or anything else? Like as a rule of thumb, like I said, guys, remember feet first, then hands. I'm always using my legs for power. That's just me because my legs are definitely more strong than my arms. And the big thing is defense first. So I highly recommend when you're practicing at home, always shadow box. Good, Jason. I'm glad you like the Sagat tip. We're going to go into more detail. I'm going to try to put up some video on my YouTube channel about with some Sagat footage that I have from like before. I don't have a ton, unfortunately, but he also has some really cool videos on how he likes to wrap his hands. I was thinking about maybe going over how to wrap hands in the next class. So really quick, if you haven't subscribed already, guys, subscribe. It's very important. It helps me because my goal is to eventually be able to do these YouTube lives on my phone so I can like kind of travel around with it. Because right now I have to do it on my computer, which is a little difficult. Second thing, if you would like to help support the channel, especially while we're all in quarantine, if you're not a patron yet, you can become a patron on Patreon with the Kristen DeBruycker channel. I have $1, $5, and $10 pledges, so whatever you guys want to do is fine with me. I recommend doing the $5 pledge. You get a free video, free full-length video of my black belt test, so if you want to kind of research all of that. Oh, hand wrapping. Ali, don't worry. Okay, so Ali just said he really wants hand wrapping, so we're going to do hand wrapping next week. So
And then let me know also what times work best, because I'm going to start doing, I think, 4 YouTube live classes a week. So I'll be doing one for blended striking / Muay Thai, one for Kali / JKD, and then one for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for adults, and then one for kids Jiu-Jitsu. So Jason said he wants sweeps. Okay, so what we're gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to do 4 a week now for all the arts that I train. This is just kind of a test. Now that I have a better space to do it, I think I'll be able to do like 4 a week now, just to kind of keep everybody, training and all that good stuff. So remember, subscribe. If you can become a patron and pledge some money, by all means, please do. And then third, I am also available for private one-on-one training on Zoom. So if you're interested, you can always private message me. Yes, I'm going to do jiu-jitsu. Okay, so I'm going to do jiu-jitsu probably either Tuesday or Wednesday next week at like 6 o'clock. That's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do jiu-jitsu as well. So I'm going to do Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu for kids and adults, Muay Thai, and Kali. So I'm going to try to do 4. So all the different arts that I train, so that way everybody can get something out of this. And this helps me teach more because I miss it so much. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your Saturday to take my class with me. I really appreciate it. Oh, awesome. Good. So please tell your friends about it. Please share the video. This will be up for cross-referencing. For my patrons, I'm going to try to write some detailed notes for everybody for all the seminars and the classes that I do. I'm going to write detailed notes for everyone. So that way my patrons can have some cross-referencing material for notes and stuff. So thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. And